let's come onto our backs. And you can bend your knees, rest them together, rest them open, or have straight legs, whatever works for you. The arms can rest out away from the body, or you might like to place them on your belly or chest or both, just to facilitate the breathing. And I invite you to close your eyes if that's comfortable. It's often helpful to go inward to remove the distractions of the visual field. You can just let the breath sink your body into the ground a little more, feeling the heaviness and the release. Slow the breath down. Take long, full breaths. Breathing from belly to chest. And exhaling all the air out and relaxing. And now if your legs are straight, please bend them. And then we'll lift the feet up to the height of the knees, creating a right angle with the legs. And then just bring your knees toward your face a couple of inches and see how that flattens your lower back into the ground. And then see if you can keep your lower back flattened into the ground using your abdominal strength, the knees a little bit further away. Okay, I'm going to repeat that for the benefit of those just joining now. So we're just going to bring the knees in a little bit so that you can feel like your lower back is firmly rooted into the ground. And then using your abdominal muscles to press your lower back into the ground, keeping it flat as you move the knees back to hover over the hips. And then we'll continue to use our abdominal strength to keep the lower back pressed down into the ground as we lower one leg at a time. As you drop the foot down, you don't bend the knee any more than the starting position. You lower from the hip flexor and then alternate. And notice how when you lower the leg, the lower back wants to arch off the ground, and you just use your strength to keep it pressing down. So I like to inhale as I lower and exhale as I come back up, but you might find a different pattern works better for you, but try to be deliberate with your breathing and coordinate it with the movement. So the abdominal muscles are constantly engaged. They're never relaxed. If you're not feeling them working, you're probably letting your lower back arch. 2 more on each side. And then hug the knees into the chest. Feel your belly relaxing. Feel your breath deep into your heart. And then we'll bring the legs back to that same position. Lift your head up, and we're going to let the knees fall a little bit to the left and the arms come to the right. And then center, arms up, exhale, other way. If your neck is not happy here, you can also just do it with your hands behind your head and reach with your elbows. Two more on each side. And release your head down, hug your knees in, and pull your chin in toward your throat so that your neck is nice and long. And then just roll your head a little from side to side. And just feel the point of contact move across the back of your skull. Feel the sensation as it travels right to left, left to right. And then lower your feet. Place them hip width apart. We'll reach the arms up into the air. And then without lifting your head, reach the hands up as much as you can so it pulls the shoulders up away from the ground. Then lift your head, peeling up. Then lift your hips, lowering your head back down. And then release your shoulders down, your arms down, and your hips down. So again, arms come up. First we reach the arms without the head. Then we lift the head. Then we lift the hips. And you can see how that kind of naturally lowers the head down. Then pull the shoulders back down. Then lower the hands. Then lower the buttocks. Okay. Arms up and reach. Shoulders pull up. Curl up with the head. Lift up through the buttocks. Let that lay your head back down. Draw your shoulders back down, lower your arms, lower your buttocks. Again, hands reach up, shoulders lift, head lifts up for a crunch, buttocks lifts, sending your head back down, shoulders come back down, arms lower, buttocks lowers. Again, hands press up, pulling shoulders up, reach and crunch, lift the butt, laying the upper back and head down, draw the shoulders back down, and release the arms, lower the buttocks. Again, reach, curl, hips, head, shoulders, arms, buttocks. Reach, curl, buttocks, head, shoulders, arms, buttocks. Reach, curl, buttocks, head, shoulders, arms, buttocks. 2 more. And then when you're complete, straighten your legs, shake them out. Bend your knees, cross your ankles, rock and come over your ankles onto hands and knees. You can be on your fists or on your palms. Just have the hands underneath the shoulders. And then we're just going to bring the hips from side to side, moving with your breath. And then add the head looking over the shoulder that coordinates with the direction the hips are moving. Hips move left, you look left. Hips move right, you look right. Bending at the waist, lengthening one side, curling the other side. And back to center. Now we'll move the spine. You can do a simple cat and cow. Cow is tilting the tailbone up and looking up. Cat is tucking the tailbone, lifting the belly and looking down. Or you can modify bringing the hands a little bit in front of the shoulders. You can still do a cow and then a downward dog if you like. Or you can come into an upward dog on the tops of the feet and a downward dog, going back and forth just so long as the spine is warming up. If you are doing an upward dog, remember that the chest should be in front of the shoulders. You have to make an effort to roll the shoulder blades in toward the spine so that the fronts of the shoulders don't come forward. We don't want this, we want this. Coordinating with breath. Now, if you're doing a version other than downward dog, On your next exhale, please come into a downward facing dog, everyone. Roll the shoulders down your back. Roll the elbows down toward the floor. Press into the thumb and index fingers. And as you push forward, you can see if the spine lengthens and the hips move back away from the hands. And then press the heels down. Drop the chest, let the head hang down, breathe. Inhale the left leg up, flex the foot, and imagine that your heel is being pulled up while the other heel is being pressed down like a split. Good. And then we're going to lower the hips and bring the left knee to the left elbow. Inhale, lift the leg again. Exhale, bring the left knee to the right elbow. Inhale up. Exhale to the left elbow. You can do this with your right knee on the ground if you want to modify, crossing now to the right elbow again. And then one more time on each side. And then inhale up and exhale, bring the knee through to the inside of the left hand. Come onto your fingertips, little pigeon claws, and curl the back toes under and lift the back knee. And really press back through that right heel and try to drop the tailbone. And then see if you can open the chest, kind of like a pigeon has that chest that sticks forward. And then just let the breath make a little more space for you. Release the back knee down. And then let's bend that back leg. Reach your right hand back for your right foot. If you can't reach it, maybe you have pants on you can grab hold of, or a strap that you can put around the foot. And then pull that right foot toward the right buttock. Stay connected to your breathing. All the way up into the chest. Release the leg down. The toes are not curled under. Walk the hands a little bit over to the left. And then release over that left leg. And then if you can reach out through the right arm and press down through the right toes. Breathe as though you're breathing from the toes to the fingers. Bring that right hand in if you've elongated it. Come back to center and a little bit over to the right and fold over. And you might want to rest your forehead down if it doesn't come to the ground on stacked hands or fists. Really sink into that left hip. See if you can breathe into the left hip. And then walk your hands in, press yourself up, letting your weight come down onto that left buttock. Swing the right leg all the way around and cross the foot over to the outside of the thigh, and then hug that right knee toward the left shoulder. And then pull up nice and tall through the crown of the head. Keep holding on to the leg with the left arm, and inhale, reach the right arm up. Get nice and tall as you reach. Stay tall as you turn. Exhale, bring the hand to the ground behind you. And then you can keep your left hand on the knee. You can bring the elbow to the outside. You can make an Gyan Mudra with your hand and bring it to your chest. And some of you may be able to hook that left arm under your right leg and then bring the right hand behind you and find the left hand and hook those together. Don't worry about it if that's too intense for you. Let your eyes reach around to the back. Let your inhales continue to lift you. Your exhales always relaxing you and letting any movement that comes from that relaxation take you deeper into your twist. Use an inhale to come back around to the front. Bring your right foot back behind you. Plant your hands. Step back into plank. Holding. And then let the shoulders become higher than the chest as you dip the chest down. And then push into the hands and let the chest lift up. So there's a lowering and a lifting, but the arms don't bend at all. Don't bend the elbows. No, don't bend the elbows. It's not happening in the arms. Let me see if I can show you from the side. So it's small. It's all in the shoulders. Okay. All right. And let's curl the toes under and come back into downward facing dog. If you need to take a child's pose instead, you're always welcome to. In fact, listening to your body is the best form of yoga there is. If you're in downward dog, please lift your shoulders down and toward your hips. Let your chest drop, let your head drop. Let your breath move from belly to chest, sinking the spine as you exhale. If you're in child's pose, please join us in downward dog. If you're not ready, just pick up whenever you are. We'll inhale and lift the right leg up, flex the foot, push forward into the hands, sending weight into the left heel, And then lift the right heel. We're not rolling the hip open. We're keeping the right hip level with the left hip and just lifting the heel as high as we can. Breathing. And then the hips lower and the right knee comes to the right elbow. And inhale the leg back up. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Inhale up. 2 more on each side. And then next time you exhale, bring the knee all the way through to the inside of the right hand. Come on to the fingertips. Back toes are curled under. Lift the back knee and press back through the heel. Breathe and feel the breath coming up through the solar plexus into the chest. And then release the back knee down. Bend that leg and reach your left hand for your left foot, pulling the heel toward the buttock. The more you can drop your left hip down. So if you're entirely on your right buttock, that's fine. But if you're able to try to bring your left hip down some more, it'll just deepen the stretch. And release the back leg onto the ground, the toes relax. Bring your torso a little bit over to the right and release down over your right leg. If you're able to extend out long through your left arm, go ahead and do that, and maybe push down into the front of the left foot and experience the breath here. Feeling the stretch and the length and the breath opening up the space. And bring the hand in if you'd extended it. Come back to center and walk a little bit over to the left and fold. Try to rest your head either on the ground, stacked hands, or stacked fists. And then drop back into that right buttock. Breathe as though you're breathing into the right buttock. Just imagine it. And lift your head. Walk the hands in. Drop weight onto that right buttock. Swing the left leg around. And then try to be on both sit bones. I forgot to say this on the other side, but it's never too late. If you're not able to have your left buttock on the ground in this position, please do straighten your right leg. Hug that left knee toward the right shoulder And then use that to kind of pull yourself up taller through your spine. Inhale and reach up tall with the left arm and feel the whole spine getting taller. Stay tall. Exhale, turn. Lower the hand to the ground behind you. Look over your left shoulder. And you can press into your left hand to get taller through the spine and head as you inhale. And relax and turn as you exhale. Inhale back to the front and flip that left foot back. Bring the hands forward. Step back into plank. Now left hand to right shoulder, right hand to left shoulder. Go back and forth. If you want to make it harder, when you're lifting your left hand, also lift your right foot. Good. And then let's bring the knees down. Let's all come into child's pose. And again, if the forehead does not reach the ground, you want to be able to rest your head. So stack hands or fists so that your head can rest on something. And if you're not needing your arms, they fold alongside the body. And just let the shoulders melt over the thighs toward the ground. Let yourself be a ball that inflates and deflates. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Press yourself up. Lift your buttocks, curl your toes under, lift your knees so you're in a squat. Good. And then just come all the way up to standing. Now we're going to do some rapid movements up and down. And if it's not going to work for you to go quickly, don't go quickly. It's totally fine. I'm going to show it quickly, but do it at whatever pace suits you best. So we're just going to inhale, reach the arms up, drop the head back, lifting the chest. Exhale with straight legs, folding over, dropping the head completely. Up and down with the breath. Inhale, exhale. And last one. And release the arms down. Close the eyes. Feel the energy in the body. If the breath became rapid, whether deliberately or unintentionally, begin to slow it back down. And then step the legs wide apart. The toes will face out. Bend the knees and bring your hands on tops of your thighs so the fingers point forward and the thumbs back. We're going to press down into the thighs. That's going to kind of lift and elongate the spine. The shoulders will probably hike up, and then you're going to roll the shoulders back and down, and then exhale out of the mouth and fold. Inhale up, pushing down, rolling shoulders up, back, and down. Exhale out of the mouth. Press down to lift the shoulders and spine, roll them back, all on an inhale, exhale. Good. Continue on your own. Two more. And come up. Take the heels as wide as the toes. Inhale the arms up. Exhale over that left leg. Let the head relax down. Imagine that the ribs are heavy and releasing toward the head. Hanging toward the ground. Try to keep your legs straight. Your breath slow and deep. And then walk it over to the other side. Draw the lower belly in and up, letting those ribs and spine release down. Slow, long breath. Bring the hands center. Clasp the hands behind your back. Lift the clasped hands and release the head down. If your hands don't clasp behind your back, hopefully you have a towel or something that you can hold on to. Push down into the feet, lift up through the thighs, lift the creases at the tops of the thighs. Exhale, lift the lower belly and sink the chest. Let the hands rise up. Then release your hands to your hips. Lift your head until your torso is parallel to the ground. Elbows lift toward the sky. And then come up with a straight back. Good. Bring the heels in again so the toes are once again wider than the heels. Bend the knees again. Take the arms out to the side and bend the elbows. Sink low if you can. And we're going to exhale to the right, inhale center, exhale left, and it's going to be rapid. So the breath is like a staccato. Inhale, step center, lift the arms, reach the hands up overhead, interlace all the fingers except the index fingers, taking Steeple Mudra, holding the breath. Lift up from the floor of the pelvis, lift the belly, lift the throat, press the tongue to the roof of the mouth, roll the eyes up, reach up through the fingers, holding, holding, holding. When you need to exhale, release the arms and fold over. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold over, lift the belly. And then rock a little bit from the toes to the heels, coordinating with breath. Find stillness in the center. Soften the knees, tuck the chin, roll up slowly. When you inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale and release the arms down, closing the eyes, feeling the body, the breath, the vibration, the aliveness. And then start the weight sink into your left leg more heavily, letting the body line up over the left foot. Just play with micro movements until it feels like the body is landing straight down into the earth through that left foot. Focus on your breath and slow it down and just feel its rhythm moving inside you. And see if you can stay connected to the inner experience of the even as you open your eyes. Maybe just open them halfway, heavy lids, gazing at a spot in front of you, feeling the movement of the breath. Then we'll bring the right foot to the inside of the left leg. If you can bring it all the way to the upper part of the leg, fine. If you need to go lower, that's fine too. If you need to leave your toes resting on the ground, that's also fine. And one trick is to push the thigh into the foot and the foot into the thigh. That stabilizes. If you need your arms for balance, then great, use your arm balance. If not, you can try bringing your hands together and Anjali Mudra at your chest, or you can extend your arms up overhead. You can keep them together or separate them. And then for those of you who want more of a challenge, you'll take your Steeple Mudra, index fingers extend. You'll change your gaze from in front of you to slightly to the left. Then you'll tilt your body slightly to the right. If you're tilted, come straight again. If your arms are lifted, bring them down. If your foot is at your thigh, bring the knee forward and release down. Relax your hands, close your eyes. And feel the bones of your left leg and foot. And then start to feel your right leg and foot and let the weight shift there. Let your body move so that it's lined up over that right foot. Slow and steady your breath. If your mind has thoughts, that movement of the mind is going to create movement in the body. So the more still your mind is, by focusing entirely on the breath, the more still your body will be. The eyes also need to be still. So we'll open those and find one spot to fix on. And then you'll see where that left foot can go. Maybe just above the ankle, maybe the toes stay on the ground and just the heel touches. Maybe you can bring it up. You don't want it at the knee, however. That's not a good idea. So above or below is fine. And then you push the thigh into the foot and the foot into the thigh if you have your foot at that height. You can use your arms for balance, and if you don't need them, hands come together at the heart. If you want to work harder, the arms come overhead in whatever fashion you wish. And if you want to work harder still, take Steeple Mudra, move your gaze a little bit to the right, and tilt and bend to the left. Feeling the breath. If you're in the tilted version, come back up. If your arms are lifted, bring them down. If your foot is lifted, bring the knee to face forward, and then place it down and release the hands. Relaxing the shoulders, breathing the whole body. And then drop the chin, bend the knees, roll yourself down, coming all the way onto your buttocks with your knees bent and your feet hip-width apart. And then either roll down slowly onto your back or just come onto your back. And bring your heels in till the ankles line up under the knees, keeping the feet hip-width apart. Place the palms down on either side of our hips. Feel the breath rolling from belly to chest. And then push into the feet. Lift the buttocks. Roll the shoulders under one at a time. If you're able to clasp hands, clasp them in your non-habitual clasp. If you're not able to clasp hands, you can keep your hands on the ground beside you, or you can hold on to the outer edges of your mat and then pull the hands away from you. If your hands are clasped, you want to try to pull them apart. We'll all press down and forward into the feet, lifting the buttocks. Press down into the shoulders and upper arms, lifting the ribs and chest. And continue to breathe from belly to chest. See if you can feel where the shape causes resistance to the breath and breathe through that resistance. Release hands if they're clasped. Slowly lay your spine down. And then lift the feet. Bring the arms inside the knees. Bring the hands around the bottoms of the feet. And pull the feet back until they're lined up over the knees as best as you can. Take a nice deep breath in, and when you exhale, relax the backs of your shoulders toward the ground. Pull your chin in toward your throat. Let the weight of the hands be heavy on the feet. And then just spread the breath through it. And release the hands. Hug the knees into the chest. Return the feet to the ground. Lift the hips just enough to tuck the tailbone under and the lower back down. Release the legs and shake them out. If you're using an eye pillow, you can place that on your eyes now. And then let the hands rest out away from the body with the palms facing up. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth, releasing the body into the earth. Inhale deep. Exhale out of the mouth, releasing the jaw, teeth part, lips part, tongue relaxed. Inhale deep. Exhale out of the mouth, releasing the activity of the mind, turning your attention instead to your breath and letting go of the breath. So you're not trying to breathe, just letting the breath breathe you. However it does, just trust that life will be provided. And just notice where you feel the breath and rest your attention there. See if there's any control over the breath and try to let it go. See if the mind wanders into thought and try to let the thoughts go. Coming back to the breath, finding yourself even more relaxed. Letting go, letting go, letting go. Breathe into your heart. Move fingers and toes. Reach the arms overhead. Take a deep breath. Stretch long. Hug the knees to the chest. Rocking side to side. Letting the ground massage your back. Coming center, rub hand to hand and foot to foot. And then roll over onto your side. Rest your head on your underside arm. Rest your body on the ground. Rest your mind in the awareness of this moment. All the sensations, maybe smells, sounds, thoughts, images, sights if your eyes are open. Just this. And then slowly lift yourself up to sitting. Let your head come up last. Come into any comfortable position. Sinking down through the sit bones, lifting tall through the head. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Inhale the heart up to the hands. Exhale, shoulders relax down. Inhale deeply, breathing in from bottom to top. Take it all in. Let it all go. Drop the chin to the chest. Namaste.